blink ability. They blink in. Oh man, I have. It looks like some kind of feedback. I thought it was feedback going right in, sniping those battle cruisers. Tons of storm now going off to follow up on the ground units. Massive slaughter. TLO needs to get out of there. He needs to fall back and just you know, lick his wounds, because those battle cruisers are going to get owned right now. He should fall back and repair them. One going down. Those feedback took out about half the health, a third to half the health of those battle cruisers. Here they are coming in. He's going to set up tanks on the high ground, though. At the very least, he is going to push those stalkers back. So he loses 2 battle cruisers, but he takes out this position. Oh, storm going off. Oh man, that battle cruiser almost dead. Is going to go down. 1 hit point goes down. The stalkers blink in right next to the tanks as well. He's going to take out those tanks. TLO was counting on sacrificing those units to at least take this high ground and hold that expansion. And here's a ghost running around I didn't see before. Has 0 kills on it, so it wasn't doing that, but it may have been EMPing of some kind. Anyway, yeah, so TLO continuing to macro up forces. He was hoping to take that high ground. He does barely, with the reinforcement tanks, manage to take out that high ground. He's actually taking this other expansion base over here as well. Hasu needs to kind of either take out one of these bases or counter with a base of his own. Oh wow, whoo! Well, that's a mothership. I haven't gotten to see these in a good game, in a high level game yet, so I'm really curious to see how he's going to use. They have the mass recall ability, which is a recall with the, you know, basically a large portion of the screen. Wow, that's kind of interesting. He's able to fire over the gap there. Anyway, and they have the vortex ability, which is kind of sort of like a big stasis, in that it keeps a lot of units. And I haven't had time to look back at anyone's bases to see these carriers coming in here. The interceptors are going to get owned pretty bad by those Marines, and the battle cruisers coming in here. More BCs coming to join the fight. Again, just macroing up massive amounts of units here. I should have kept an eye on the army tab up here. Let's check the production tab. Looks like just upgrades going on. Lots of upgrades. Another ghost. More BCs being produced. So pretty standard stuff here. Both players with their half of the map, basically. Uh-oh. Templar coming in there. Comsec goes off. The Mothership is cloaking everything in the vicinity. Buildings, units, everything. Keeping everything. So he has the comset there. He's got a couple turrets so he can spot the interceptors at least. Massive amounts of battle going on here. Interceptors everywhere. Marines trying to deal with the interceptors, but they're getting stormed. They're having to fall back. BC's trying to hold their own, trying to target down that Mothership. The Mothership has just lost its shields only, and vortexes. I didn't see what caught in that vortex. He's going to catch some SCVs at the very least. But man, here come the carriers under fire. The Mothership gets targeted down by these Marines, and with no area of effect damage units anymore, the Templar are all gone. But no, Zealots, charge Zealots coming in to wipe up those Marines. Nicely done. Oh, he had vortexed the BCs. And now storms going off on the SCVs underneath this. Oh man, massive slaughter of SCVs going on there. Just huge amounts of slaughter. He's got a Raven out just for detection there. He's going to be able to drop some mules to keep his production up. Sorry, his income up. Looks like Hasu is now ahead in income. These BCs trying to target down the carrier. Stalker's going to work on those BCs though. The BC's getting a little bit too far out. And so they're going to take some damage as well. And it looks like this one's going to go down. Yeah, battlecruiser goes down. Storm is going to possibly take out that other battlecruiser. He's really being a little bit sloppy with these battlecruisers, just letting them die instead of fall. Although he doesn't really have anywhere to fall back to. Actually, he could fall back to that point defense drone. That would have been beautiful. Instead, he's just losing these BCs, concentrating on macro, not really concentrating on those, but instead running with reinforcements to try and pick off those carriers. Well, never mind. I was going to say, well, they're weak from the battle, but they weren't really weak. Sorry about that. I had a sneeze. I don't know if it got muted in time. I'm trying to mute my mic. Anyway, I like this point defense drone. It's really cool there. The Stalkers are not going to be able to do very much damage. The point defense drone is going to absorb a lot of their damage, so the Marines are going to be able to come up behind. And here come High Templar though. Oh man, look, the point defense drone goes down. Zealots coming in. Storm right on top of those Marines as well. Massive amounts of damage going on. In the meantime, a few Marines coming over here and attacking this base as well. Major battle going on here in the middle, but attacks going on multiple sides. There's still just this pylon over here. In fact, he might want to warp some stuff in and come down and attack this base, because it wouldn't take much. 3 carriers still in play, building up interceptors right now. Massive amounts of turrets going down, more BCs coming in. He's got to be careful. His BC is almost dead. 71 hit points left on that battlecruiser. He's running in tanks to reinforce as well. And this is just a pure macro fight. Both players just sheer macroing forces at each other. Both players trying to produce as much as possible. And basically back and forth. They've got about the same income now. And so it's just coming down to just attacking and just sending the resources, just churning those resources into units. And here comes a Dark Templar. It's going to run over to this unattended base, and there's nothing there. He could get some major kills. Let's see if TLO is going to spot this early enough. Oh, man, he's going to come in here and start picking off mules. Oh, man, one hit on those mules. He does get them out. Mules probably not going to survive long enough to really do much. Well, they might be able to get one round in. But in the meantime, those carriers have attacked again. Templars, I'm sorry I missed the battle there. Storm's going off, it looks like. Well, based on the blood on the ground, I guess it could have been just the interceptors. Anyway, wow, so and they have enough energy for more storms here. He's going to keep them back and just go over here and try and pick off this orbital command with the stalkers and the carriers. Nicely done. BCs versus carriers. Lots of BCs in the mix here. More BCs being put out here. Production tab is apparently not P. What is production tab? It's D. Production tab is D. And oh, I hit P for production and it paused the game. Lol. Anyway, looks like more BCs being produced, some Marines as well. And another orbital command might get taken out here by these stalkers as he tries to take another base. TLO is really getting shut down with these bases when he tries to take new ones. He's got a ghost in play now. Uh-oh, these stalkers are going to run into TLO's entire army trying to move over here. And he's already mined out this high yield here, so Hasu is actually just limited down to this base, basically. His natural expansion has a little bit left on it. Carrier's going to work here. Stalker's trying to go in, but they're a little bit far away from those tanks. They're having to blink out instead of in. He doesn't want to commit that. He's just going with the carriers. Yamato cannons going off on the carriers. Nicely done. Picking off one carrier, damaging the other one severely. I believe it's 2 Yamatos. How much is Yamato? Yeah, 300 damage, so 600. Yeah, 2 Yamatos per carrier. So he picked off one there. Anyway, Marines coming in to follow up as well, but Storms, I don't know where that storm came from. Oh, from up here, I guess. Storm's going off. Here comes TLO. He's pushing in, trying to take out Hasu's only mining base. If Hasu loses this base, he's going to be in big trouble. The probes having to run away. Battlecruisers picking them off, though, and Marines as well. Massive DPS going on here. And Hasu is chosen to run his forces over to distance mine this location. It looks like he's going to counter. He's just going to sack and go for a trade. He knows that TLO is only mining over here. And a little bit at this base as well. So he's just going to go for a counterattack, pick off this orbital command. It's going to go down. Lift up at the last second is not useful. He's going to try and bring his forces back here. Marines coming in. Where are those Templar? Are the Templar in the mix? Here come the Templar to follow up. This last battle is probably going to determine the game. Battlecruisers coming in. Are they going to get stormed? A single storm goes off. He should have engaged with, I think, the Stalkers on that one and waited for a larger clump of units to use the Templar. Although I guess at this point, when you've got so few units, every little bit can count if you can save your own forces a little bit. And he's planning down a Nexus over here to try and take another base. In the meantime, he's taking out TLO's high yield base. So TLO is just mining here, and Hasu is just not mining, actually. He's just long distance mining over here, basically. And that is it. Wow, so massive, almost a stalemate here. Both players on very low income, just fighting with what they have, barely. Oh, Yamato's going off, picks off a carrier. He does not get a storm off on those BCs, SCVs, and Marines, unfortunately. He's having to fall back. He's just going to try and protect what he has. TLO has started up Command Center over here in what could theoretically be called Hasu's area of the map. Let's check the Army tab. It looks like they're both even on supply. Units, again, a pretty good mixture. 10 battlecruisers now. A total of 10 battlecruisers, 29 Marines, a couple ghosts as well. So very good unit composition for both players, actually. Stalkers, carriers, some High Templar. Very nicely done. Very nice combination for both. Oh, nicely done. He's blinking in. He's going to try and pick off these BCs that are just wandering around. Down to 8 battlecruisers. Nice snipe of those BCs. He needs to keep them together. Another battlecruiser wandering around by itself is probably going to get picked off very quickly. Stalkers blinking up to really make sure it can't get anywhere. In the meantime, running with some Marines after this new base. Hasu is again just deciding to counter. instead of going for saving his own base, TLO's going to have to run his battlecruisers. It's going to be the BCs versus the Stalkers and a couple carriers. Here he comes in. Is he going to storm the crap out of the BCs? Massive storms going down. No feedbacks on those battlecruisers, taking out their Yamato and doing massive amounts of damage. Ghosts in the mix. As well are going to turn the tide such that it's Hasu's going to have to fall back a little bit. It looks like well, it looks like the EMPs did not go off, but I think he might have known they were coming. And he lost his High Templar at some point as well. I didn't see if they got sniped or whatever. Wow, this is insane. This brand new command center, he knows it's in trouble. It's going to float away. He has lost so many command centers. It's ridiculous. He's going to lose another one. I think he's lost like 4 or 5 command centers as they've been floating away trying to escape armies. And here TLO is getting serious about defense. He knows he needs to defend one of these bases in order, and it looks like he's going to yeah, he's going to float his command center, his orbital command from this expansion over to this new base down here and try and take that. Here comes Hasu moving in again, using the carriers for a little bit of spotting. He's going to pick off that turret and just trying to come in here and do some harass. We could see some Yamato. Actually, he doesn't have the energy from Yamato because of all those feedbacks from before. He doesn't have any. Okay, there's the High Templar in his army now. He's got enough energy for all that stuff. Storm, a little bit misused, but actually that second one taking out some SCVs and some Marines. Feedbacking the battlecruisers once again. He's been doing a beautiful job with that feedback. I love the feedbacking. It does the same amount of damage to the battlecruiser as it has energy. So if it saved up 150 energy and you feedback it, it does 150 damage to it as well. So Hasu now has this base up and running with major saturation. He's got 50 probes. And they're all over here. He's getting another base up going as well. TLO's just gotten this up as well, and he's planted down 4 mules. He's got 29 SCVs. I'm not sure where they all are at the moment. I guess some of them are running around with his army. Where are his SCVs? That's very strange. Okay, well, anyway, he's got them around somewhere. And so he's going to be able to move some over there as well. And those mules, though, plopping down are going to make him basically get some immediate income. And there he is. He's ahead of Hasu for the moment as well. He may have used up all of his energy on mules, though, from his orbital command, so he may not have the... And here, TLO trying to hold the high ground again. Blink right on top of the tanks. He's going to feed back and pop those battlecruisers. Terrible, terrible damage going on to those battlecruisers. And... Wow, Marines coming in from the back to try and get rid of those Templar, but Zealots are going to clean them up as well. The battlecruisers all go down, and it is really looking bad now for TLO. He doesn't have a lot of units, and this massive Stalker army is giving chase to all of his units. Let's check the army tab. Look at this, 59 supply for TLO. He's got these bunkers set up. He's trying to hold things off with his bunkers. He needs to run those Marines in there, although those bunkers aren't going to stay for very long. SCV's coming off the line. TLO GG's. Well played by Hasu, and I think really what won him the game there was those feedbacks. He kept feedbacking very consistently, consistently feedbacking the battlecruisers, keeping them out of play, and I think that won him kind of the last couple major battles. And that was a really beautiful tactic. I like that a lot. He used those Templar to really great effect, storming the ground units and feedbacking the battlecruisers. And he was on the ropes a couple times, though. He just barely got these bases up. At one point, he was not mining at all and just barely managed to fight back and counter. I didn't think that counter was going to work, but he took out TLO's high ground base, and TLO came back to try and save it, and just couldn't really hold. And Hasu kind of had the advantage from there on out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and take care. GG. Thanks for watching.